Good morning. So this is ISO day 6 and this might be a quick video because I'm quite busy finishing this video for Tragopan, and I've moved the hide a little bit, and there's two reasons for that. One of them is I don't want to mess up the lawn, so I kind of move these things about, because if you put this kind of shade on top of the grass for too long, the lawn just goes a bit dead. The other part is I moved it a bit closer to the hedge, because one of the problems I was finding was that out in the middle, where I had the feeders and the log in the beginning, it was a little bit too open, and the birds will still come there, but not that often. They like to be nearby places where they can cover, so a little bit closer to the hedge here. Hopefully that does better. I was hoping that the neighbor's beech tree is kind of stretching over. But since it's quite a bare tree now, there's no leaves on it, there's probably not the best hiding places for them there. So that's probably why there were no birds kind of coming from that area, and they probably prefer the hedge more. So I'm hoping this is more easier going to attract the birds to this station. And there's a couple of other things that I've also changed. And I went out and I found a little log that I've put the actual other log on. So in the beginning, what I showed you guys the other day, I had this log here. I'll show you. So in the beginning, I just had the log on top lying on the grass, and I just lied down. I was just lying down inside this hide. But my problem then was that I got the hedge that I have in front of the house. There's a fine line there where there's a little flower bed in the hedge. So it's like a fine line between the grass, and there's a clear-cut line where the dirt kind of starts for the flower bed in the hedge. And that's just, to my images, that would always cut like 1/3 of the top of my images. That would be what was showing. So I really don't like that. It seems too man-made, and it ruins my images a little bit. So I kind of fixed that problem by picking up this other log here, and then like a built-up structure. So now I actually put the smaller log on top of it, and now I can sit upright, photograph, and it's at a good angle so that I'm photographing down the way like this, and my background is just the grass that's further away. So that's working pretty good for me now. And I've also gotten some cotton material. So that's also apparently a good thing that birds will use for their nests. So I've torn a bit off, and I've tried to attach it to this log. Wow, it's getting windy. Luckily this thing's bolted down. And I have the feeder as well next to it, just so that birds will be attracted to that area, and then they might start to see that I'm also putting out nesting material. Now we are north in Scotland, so the nesting season does start a little bit later here, but I do think some of the birds will start around now. But some of the migrants haven't even arrived yet. Like I said the other day, I just heard my first chiff-chaff, and that's the first migrant bird I've seen this year. But I definitely heard reports of wheat ears and ospreys and these other things moving in. So it's getting closer, but it feels cold still. It feels really cold. Anyway, so this morning, I'm just gonna sit and hide here, and I basically just moved the whole thing. So hopefully birds will start getting used to it again, and we'll get some more visitors. We should definitely get some. I'm pretty confident that we'll get some sparrows, because they're in the hedge here quite a lot. But there's also chaffinches, greenfinch nearby. I keep getting the wood pigeons, but they tend to feed on the ground. So I do have a bit of kind of the bottom layer of this hide actually comes out, and I take it out when I sit in it, because then I can sit in the chair and I'm not putting the chair on actual ground cover, because I don't want to break it or anything like that if I use chairs on it too much. Although it's pretty hardy. So I take that out, but I have it here so I can just stretch it out if I want to lie down. And if I see today that only thing is coming is going to be wood pigeons, I might just lie down and I photograph them a bit, because I can see now as well, like, I've spilt a bit of the seeds on the ground, and the wind is also like blowing that feeder a little bit, so there's more seeds spilt on the ground, and also every time birds come in to land on it, you know, some more seeds will spill on the ground. So that attracts these more ground feeders like the wood pigeons. Hopefully, you can get some dunnocks and wrens and those kind of things as well. Chaffinch would also feed on the ground a lot. Incredible to see how that pigeon just repels the water right off. It's just running down the sides of his back, of its wing feathers. I got six wood pigeons feeding right in front of me now. Another one further up the ground. Alright, it's time to try and lie down and capture these at ground level. The pigeons are going mental. One of them just landed on the roof. Alright, trying to pack it up for this morning. It's been really good though. I think I've got some really cool shots. Really exciting to just be lying out here, just be sitting out here capturing all this wildlife. It's a shame they don't go for the nesting material just yet, but I do think that's a good chance that we're in northern Scotland and a lot of the birds just haven't started building a nest just yet. So hopefully though, that's something we can get in the coming weeks. But for now though, I'm just super happy that things are coming around, feeding from the feeders, feeding from the ground. I wanted to say thank you guys so much for joining in on the hashtag shot from home already. I've seen loads of cool stuff on Instagram and you guys have been tagging me on Facebook. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure. Starting to get quite tricky to keep up with the videos every day, but if not, I'll catch up with you later this week. And here is a few of the images that you guys have been taking so far. Thanks.